Well, it's time for me to come clean. We started Mike's Car Store 16 months ago, and for about 14 months, I've been lying to you. So let's start from the beginning. 16 months ago, I made a tough decision to walk out on a very good paying job that I had really made a name for myself in the automotive industry. And when I walked out of that job, every minute counted for my day. I was so busy that 1 minute of wasted time for me was absolutely insane. Then December 1st came, and I'm sitting in this room here with an old rackety desk back here, none of this nice stuff that we have now, and I'm just twiddling my thumbs. Just absolutely things are going crazy. And I told my wife, I need to sell the C8. The C8 was a business decision to purchase. It was a business decision to sell. And then also, when I made that decision, I had no emotional attachment to that in any way, shape, or form. Even the day that I went and picked up Thomas, who bought my C8 from the airport, and him leaving, I didn't have much emotional attachment to that car. Step 2 of this video is when freak out mode set in. So we're 60 days into this business. My mind is absolutely blowing. You gotta realize that I'm used to selling 30, 40, 50 cars a month. And in the first 2 months, we sold like 6 cars, right? Absolutely freaking out. We didn't owe any money on that vehicle, our C7. And so I said, hey, we'll sell that. We'll use that cash. We'll infuse it into the business and make sure that we keep the business afloat. Because I said back in the day off camera that either we're going to be very, very successful publicly or we're going to fail publicly. And I don't want to fail. I don't want to come to you guys and say I'm failing. I started getting a lot of hate messages when I posted that I was selling the C8 and the C7. And what's beyond me is I was actually getting hate phone calls. It really bothers me that someone in this life has hatred to someone that they don't know, that's never done anything to them. And it just blows my mind because I'm not wired that way. I don't have hate for anybody in my life, regardless of what they've done to me. I've never done it. And like literally, I got a phone call like this.
Thanks for calling Mike's Car Store. This is Grant.
Is Mike in?
He's with a client. Could I take a message for you?
Yeah, he's having to sell his other Corvette too.
No. It's for sale though.
Yeah, because he's about bankrupt.
And those hate comments and phone calls, they don't affect me. It's just bothersome that someone has the gall and the nerve to be sitting in his mom's basement at 10:30 in the morning to do that. But here's the epiphany that I had. These are the phone calls that I love. I love talking to people about car buying tips and everything that they need to do. Well, while my C7 was for sale the first time, we were getting a lot of phone calls, and I was getting a lot of phone calls from people who didn't know who I was, and they were asking me about the car and then telling them everything about it. And obviously they're like, oh wow, this guy actually knows a lot about this car. And I knew that my car was going to be a little troublesome to sell because of the aftermarket wheels, the aftermarket 𝘊𝘢 spoiler. I knew that that was going to be difficult. And a couple of those phone calls were people asking, hey, can that spoiler come off? And I'm like, nope, sure can't. We cut into the bumper. It's on there. You obviously can get a new bumper and paint it, but most people don't want to do that. We had our C7 for sale for about 45 days. And I stood literally in this spot right here talking to someone, talking about the love that I have for this car, the passion I have for this car. And he says, hey, listen, I think I want to buy it. And he offered me $1,000 less than what I had it listed for. Now, mind you, I have a little bit of heart in this car, and I had it listed probably too high. And so $1,000 under my too high price is a good deal for me to sell it. And I told the guy on the phone that no, I'm not interested in selling it for that price. You've got to spend $56,000 on it. That's the price, and I'm done. And he told me that he was going to have to think about it and would let me know. And when I hung up that phone call, this lady right here literally sat there and said, what?
Sell it or take it offline.
And what did I do?
You took it offline.
I immediately took it offline. And because I realized that I had an emotional attachment to my C7. My C7 is something that I worked for extremely hard to purchase. It was my first major purchase, my most expensive purchase in my life at the time outside of a house. And you guys know my life story, that we lost 2 houses and we worked our way up. We grinded through the trenches to get back up. And luckily, Bachman Chevrolet hired me, and that allowed me to do that and get this YouTube channel, so on and so forth. So remember, that is all of early 2022. So come late 2022, I brought it out here and I put a for sale sign on it just like this. And the reason that I wanted to sell it is because I am not a garage queen trophy. I don't need a car in my garage to say I have it so it sits there and I don't use it. I want to drive my cars. When I had my C8, I had it for 2 years. I put 32,000 miles on that car. And I was sick for COVID for 6 weeks. I didn't have the car for 2 months because it was getting twin turboed. So there was a long time that I didn't have this car and I still drove it in the wintertime, in the snow, in the rain. I love driving that car. We only drove this car in the year of 2022, less than 500 miles. So we're like, hey, let's sell it again. Actually, Mr. Chevy dude told me to sell it because she feels the same way. And I even made a video and said this. Sad for me to report that we have officially listed our C7 back for sale. And that phone call you heard earlier was actually when I started selling this the second time. Some hater called and said I was gonna go through bankruptcy, which I'm not. But here's where the video is titled, and here's how I'm lying to you, is I'm not selling my C7. I have too much love for this car. I have too much love for this brand, and I want to keep this car for a long time. And so much that I'm actually going to do a mod to it that's probably going to make someone not ever want to buy this car. Let me go show it to you. I've got it right back here. So I bought this box at the end of 2021 thinking that we're going to start a new YouTube channel. Oh my gosh. I forgot I had these back here. These are C8 tires. I still have C8 drag radials. These right here actually are C8 black wheels with the edge never been used. You know, seeing those do actually make me miss my C8 now that I think about it. I'm doing this video. But anyways, let's stay on task here. Right here, we have a Pro Charger sitting back here, and I bought this at the end of 2021 with hopes and dreams of starting another YouTube channel and doing stuff like what Cletus does and what Street Speed does and a few others and stuff like that. So we're going to Pro Charge the C7. And when you mod cars, traditionally speaking, it makes it less valuable to the mass market, right? So it's only a very few select people who would actually buy a modded car because they're too scared. And maybe since we have the Pro Charger back here, I don't know, can we Pro Charge and throw some nitrous on there? Because I still have my Nitrous Express bottle back here that I had on the C8. And oh my gosh, I still got C8 headers back here, the air intake back here. I didn't realize I had all of the C8 stuff. Now that I've came clean with you guys, I just want to be so excited for 2023 because this is the second full year of our business. We're coming into the selling season and we're gonna do absolutely amazing this year, regardless of what the economy does. And that number right there, we're only 4 cars away from our next giveaway. We gave our last car away the week of Christmas, and now at the endish of March, we're almost ready to give another one away. And that was our goal, is to give one away before the month of April. And we're gonna do that. So we just have to find our family through the charity to do it, and just gonna grind this whole year and get this business going higher and higher. But we're gonna have some fun with the C7. I'm gonna get my passion back, have some fun with Corvette, and have you guys enjoy it with me, and we'll see what we do with the C7, because I'm not lying this time. We're not getting rid of it.